Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please, as we begin the celebration of the 44th commencement exercises of Cambridge College. Please welcome the faculty of Cambridge College, led by Chief Marshal Dr. William McMullen, as they salute the graduating class of 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the graduating class of 2015, led by Cambridge College alumni representatives. Will the faculty please turn to salute the graduating class of 2015? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the college administrators, the Board of Trustees, special guests, and the President of Cambridge College. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased and honored to welcome you to the 2015 commencement exercises of Cambridge College. Please be seated. Good morning. My name is James Lee, Dean of the School of Undergraduate Studies. And I am delighted to share this important day with you. However, as we recognize this special time together, we are also reminded of the members of our Cambridge College community that we have lost this past year. At this time, let us observe a moment of silence for those we are dearly missing on this significant day. Dr. Stephen Brian Maisels, Luis Cabral, Dr. Jean Delgado, Professor William Hancock, Dr. William Bennett Bill Hurley, Professor Kenneth Jordan, Dr. Edmund Ostrander, Professor Diane Weinstein, Mr. Forrest Chip Ward. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome Reverend Dr. Gloria White Hammond, pastor of Bethel AME Church, to the podium to offer the invocation.
Congratulations, Cambridge College class of 2015. You rock! Thank you. As we prepare to join together for this invocation, I'm going to ask you to do something radical. But it's the only way that you get to this place is in the context of community. And so I'm going to ask, if you're sitting next to someone, you might grab a hand or just sort of lean in and rub shoulders as we, together as a community. Won't you please bow your heads? God, we begin this 44th Cambridge College Commencement with an overwhelming sense of gratitude. We just want to give you thanks. Thank you for the tenacity of President Jackson, for the visionary founders. Oh, Miss Eileen, thank you, God, for the integrity of the boards of trustees and advisors, the excellence of the faculty, the legacy of some 30,000 alumni that hailed this institution as their alma mater. Thank you that for almost 45 years, Cambridge College has been a virtual field of dreams, where doors of opportunity have been opened and knowledge imparted, skills developed, and prayers of generations yet gone have been answered. Thank you especially for these graduates. During this commencement season, many graduations will welcome you, O God. But we contend that this one isn't quite like the other ones. As you survey this pavilion, as you walk through each aisle, as you press down each row, as you visit each seat, you'll discover dreams birthed in the bellies of slaves, hopes nurtured in the hearts of immigrants, visions honed by the hands of refugees. No, God, throughout this nation, you will not find a graduation quite like this one. Gaze into the minds of adult learners, some of whom have lived life on the rougher side of the mountain. These are they who endured isms of every ilk, and they're here anyhow. Because even when the going got tough, they refused to throw away their confidence. Because they persevered anyhow, we're here today to celebrate them and say, well done. And so, God, today we as family and friends, as faculty and staff and alumni, recommit ourselves to the values that has been the very air that they breathed over these years, the lifeblood of this institution for almost 45 years. We determine, oh God, to join our hands and our heads and our hearts together, to be that place, God, that city, that commonwealth, that nation where justice truly does run down like a mighty river. God of hope, God of miracles, guide us by your Spirit, anoint us with your grace, and inspire us with your wisdom as together we declare, Amen. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend White Hammond. At this time, I ask that you please stand and remove your caps for our national anthem, sung by Miss Athene Wilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased and deeply honored to present to you President Deborah C. Jackson.
Good morning, and welcome to the 44th commencement of Cambridge College, class of 2015. We have the best seat in the house. You should see the view from here. It is simply magnificent. Congratulations on what brings you here today. Your presence in these seats, in your caps and your gowns, embody not only the fruits of your labor over many years, but also the fruits of ours. On behalf of our faculty, our staff, our administration, and our Board of Trustees, we thank you for the gift that you give to us today, the gift of your completion and your success, which serves for us of an affirmation, the heart and soul of Cambridge College and the experience that you have all had at Cambridge College. I have seen the magic that takes place in our classrooms. It is because of our faculty. Faculty, your support and encouragement have sustained these graduates. Your teaching and your respect for the assets that our students bring into the classroom has prepared them for the world that they are now re-entering. We thank you, faculty, for being the embodiment of Cambridge College's mission. I want to thank our distinguished guest speaker and honorary degree recipient, Ms. Andrea Jung, for accepting our invitation to speak today. Ms. Jung, you have a legacy of leadership of significant enterprises that empower women from all walks of life. Whether as a CEO in the halls of a Fortune 500 company or working with women in urban areas who have great ideas and passion, but little or no access to capital and resources, your work embodies our mission and the belief that if you change the life of one woman, you can indeed change the world. Throughout your career, you have created opportunities for thousands of women to become self-sufficient, independent, and to be able to provide for their families. We are deeply honored to have you here today as our speaker. Thank you. To Mr. Robert Lewis, our honorary degree recipient, I am filled with joy to have you on our stage today. A tireless, relentless, and passionate advocate, whether walking the streets with young people or in the halls of Congress fighting to change public policy. You have remained true to your beliefs, your values, and most of all, you have remained true to those who may think they have neither voice nor power. You have shown them otherwise, and in doing so, you have mobilized armies for justice. You embody the words of Gandhi. You are the change. Whether you took care of the baby, or cooked a dinner, or gave just the right word or a hug at just the right moment, you deserve our applause today. You are the village that has made this remarkable day happen. We ask you to stand so we can see you, the families. And now, to our graduates. We love you, families. To our graduates, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. These words spoken by President Obama, like those spoken by Gandhi, implore us to take on a greater responsibility for this world that we all share. These words should conjure up memories for all of us of times when we have witnessed injustice, prejudice, or abuse, of times when we saw hunger, homelessness, and pain, of times when we recognized yet again that our world is full of great and lingering disparities between the rich and the poor, or because of race, gender, or sexual preference. These are the times when we see the ugly parts of our world. We shake our heads and think to ourselves, this is intolerable. Someone needs to do something about this. Someone needs to make a change. But as our president said, change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. Graduates, I call on you as you leave here today to embrace this call to action, to take responsibility for your neighbors across the street or across the world. I call on you to care about our environment, our planet, and the precious resources like water and air that we take for granted, but that we continue to destroy every day. I call on you to have a sense of outrage and urgency about being a part of the solution. We must recognize that for those who suffer, for those who are hungry, for those who live in abject poverty while economic disparities continue to grow in our country, for a planet in jeopardy, or for another life lost, when all lives matter, we cannot, we must not wait for some other person or some other time. You arrived at Cambridge College with a dream and a portfolio of assets that set you apart from the crowd. You leave with a dream fulfilled and more intellectual capital, deeper moral capital, stronger than ever personal capital, assets that have been nurtured and developed by your investment in your education, and assets that have been developed by our investment in you. So as you leave here today with more knowledge, greater ability to collaborate, to engage with others from different backgrounds and perspectives, more effective communication skills, the ability to reason, to take information and data and forge effective solutions and reactions. And most of all, a deeper understanding of self, greater confidence in your own capabilities. You are stronger today than you were last year or the year before. As you leave here today with all of that, there are no excuses for indifference or apathy. No excuses for delay or procrastination. As you leave here today, I urge you to have a sense of urgency about making the world a better place. As another president said, John F. Kennedy, if not now, when? If not us, who? I think you all know the starfish story. A little boy stood on the beach. Starfish had been washed up on the sand by the tide. He threw one in after the other. A man came along and said, "Why are you wasting your time doing that? You're not going to be able to save them all." He picked up a starfish, threw it into the water, and said, "But I saved that one." We must never ignore the opportunity to be that little boy, saving one child, one person at a time. But we must also recognize that armed with your capabilities and armed with the power of technology that enables us to leverage our collective voice, our collective power, influence, and resources, you have the power to bring in a bulldozer. You have the power to lift up hundreds and thousands of starfish at one time. If this experience has meant to you what I've heard in the halls and in the classrooms, an opportunity to change your life and the life of your family, if this has awakened you to the possibilities that lie within, if this has connected you to people from different backgrounds and different cultures and given you a greater respect for the importance of difference and diversity, then you must answer the call from President Obama. You must answer the call from Gandhi. You must answer the question, if not now, when? And say now. If not now, who? And say me. Because as you leave here today, you have all that it takes to seek and be the change that we want to have. As your president, I ask that you carry this message in your heart and your actions will follow. We know we will witness over the coming years with great pride the stories of how you, our Cambridge College graduates, are changing the world. Class of 2015, we salute you, we commend you, and most of all, we love you. Godspeed.
Thank you, President Jackson. It is now my honor to introduce our student speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Hannon, a student who is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Management Studies, will offer his graduate reflections.
Do we have any military veterans in the audience today? At ease, all that ruckus. What do you think this is? College? Greetings, Chairman Davis, President Jackson, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. May I share my story in an essay format. After high school, I went to college for one term and quit. Joined the Army, and 20 years later, I found myself in the final stages to deploy to Iraq. Unfortunately, I was injured. My team, with whom I had a bond forged in steel, went to Iraq without me. But not everyone returned. They sacrificed their dreams so that we could dream big. And today, I speak for those who no longer have a voice. As the story goes, my injuries left me immobile, and I could not walk for 3 months, and physically could not run for another 12 months. So the Army sent me to the Warrior Transition Center for rehabilitation. But I'll tell you, I was angry. I was angry because I could not be with my team, and in total, abject frustration, I would yell at my legs saying, "What is wrong with you? Why can't you move anymore? No, please, don't do this to me." But the great people at the Warrior Transition Center said, "That's okay. You just give us 100% effort, even if it's only one painful step at a time. You are a warrior." My thesis statement: it is the words that people say that gives you strength when you are at your crossroad. And today, I stand, I run, and I walk for those who cannot. But let me pause from my essay, because I would be derelict in my duty and negligent in my task if I did not say to my sister in the audience, who last year had a stroke, somehow got through all of that, and now she's reaping havoc on her employees. Big sister, you are my warrior. Give her a hand, or I may not have a ride home today. The body of the essay. When I came to Cambridge College, y'all know how essays go. We're gonna get to that. When I came to Cambridge College, I was nervous, but they accepted me for who I was, a 24-year military veteran. But I have to admit, I felt a little weird. Why? Because I was different. I used to make sure the chairs in the classrooms were dressed. I turned in my homework assignments at the position of attention. I found out later, I could have just emailed it. But I came to love this school, and it has been a magnanimous experience. Some of my professors, not saying any names, would literally stand up on the chairs to demonstrate that simply stepping outside the box of limitations is the fundamental difference between the rest and success. Other professors, they would have us get acquainted with our international classmates. So I said to my Chinese classmate, "What was it like growing up in China?" Wow. She told me some amazing stories about her family and their culture. My fellow graduates, we are endowed with a richness of cultural diversity, and we've learned so much more from Cambridge College than we could have ever learned from just our textbooks. So I say to my Chinese classmates, "继续话的room sing, 谢谢你." Understand, we are all warriors in our own walks of life, but it is Cambridge College who has served as our Warrior Transition Center, saying, "That's okay. You just give us 100% effort, even if it's for only one painful step towards balancing your family, working a job. Heck, trudging through record snowstorms seems like every week to get to class." Or even turning in that 37th revision to that final capstone. Finally. Listen, 27 years ago, I started a degree program at another college and quit. But I came back and finished my degree in January, and now I'm in the master's program right here at Cambridge College. Family, friends, maybe you feel a little weird or different, or you never finished something. Embrace the challenge of unleashing the warrior inside of you. This is your time. I know you're busy. Yes. Life is hard. Oh, yeah. But just ask the people and the families of Nepal, and they'll tell you that life is also precious. Don't waste it. All right? We have over 30,000 alumni. Reach back to them, connect. And my fallen veterans who have paid the ultimate sacrifice of their dreams so that you can live your dreams. So no matter how painful the steps are, don't let them down. Stand up for those who cannot stand. Speak up for those who cannot speak. And ask not how we were held back. Ask how we came back. In conclusion, I say to Cambridge College, thank you for your service. I say to this beautiful audience, when you look back on this day, graduation day, 2015, that veteran on the stage, Mark Hannon, he wasn't pissed off, he was passionate about you because you motivate me, baby. And I say to my veterans, carry on. But if you have to take a knee, you know the drill. Ranger candy, drink water, get back to work, because our mission is never done. And finally, to my team, you are not forgotten, and your message is delivered. Huh!
Thank you, Mr. Hannon. Ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce you to Mr. Brett Smith, a student who is graduating today with a master's degree in psychology and counseling. Mr. Smith will offer his graduate reflections.
Good morning. I'm Brett Smith. Greetings to Chairman Davis, President Jackson, members of the Board of Trustees, fellow graduates, family and friends. You out there? Yeah, yeah! I am not Steve Jobs. I've never written a graduation speech. Dispensing advice to strangers is not an activity I engage in on a daily basis. But I have secured parking in the city of Cambridge for 2.5 years. So the sky's the limit! How did I get here? I stand on this stage today by way of fear. Yes, fear, through its many forms, drove me here today. The fear of failure kept me from going back to school for over 20 years. Fear propels me to stand on this stage and speak from the heart and have the gall to try and inspire strangers. Going back to school horrified me. I was over 40, and I felt like a dinosaur. And we all know how that story goes. Yet fear, though perpetually attaining a bad rap, can also be a life changer. It can shift the window of perspective, elevate, and inspire. Fear can plain shake us out of our comfort zones. The fear of not improving my family's life drove me 94 miles round trip, 3 to 5 times a week, every week, in any type of weather, dutifully defining meaningful and worthwhile because I wasn't doing nearly a good enough job on my own. How did I overcome my fear? By accepting the power it held over me. Ironically, this only served to strengthen my resolution. I may not be famous, but I know that success is born and bred of an iron will. And a persistence, thank you. Yes, an iron will, and a persistence that lives without ever settling. I, at the eGenius learning model here at Cambridge College, helped me achieve a goal that I thought for 20 years was unattainable. So I thank you for that. The Greek writer Plutarch said, "What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality." We, the people in these first rows, are the graduating class of 2015, are that physical testament to changing outer realities. Great job. My advice, if I may be so bold as to dispense advice to a collected group of familiar strangers, is to be the hero or heroine of your own dreams and subsequently share this with the world. This grand notion propels me each and every day to expect more of myself, and you can too. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. God shed his grace on thee, and proud thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot's dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabasters cities gleam undimmed. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Derek Davis, and as chairman of the Board of Trustees, I am honored to call upon President Deborah Jackson to now come forward and preside with me over the conferral of the honorary doctorate degrees. I now invite Mr. Robert Lewis, Jr. to join me at the podium. Mr. Lewis. President Jackson, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has authorized Cambridge College to confer honorary degrees. By that authority and the authority of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to instruct you to confer the following honorary degree upon Robert Lewis, Jr. for his singular achievements. Driven by passion throughout the United States, some of the numerous achievements of Mr. Lewis in his career include launching the first ever gang intervention street workers program in the country in 1990. He was the first executive director of City Year of Boston and senior vice president for their national operations that built 11 City Year sites across this country. And most notably, he helped launch City Year in South Africa. He was the chief architect and founder of Street Safe Boston, a privately funded organization with a mission of dramatically reducing gun violence by working directly with known offenders in the neighborhoods most affected by street-level violence. But most recently, Robert Lewis, Jr. founded The Base, housed in the heart of Boston's Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan neighborhoods. The Base provides comprehensive athletic and educational advancement opportunities for prominent student athletes that may not have considered higher education as a possibility. Robert was recognized with the 2015 Sports Museum's Lifetime Achievement Award at Boston Baseball Writers' Annual Dinner, and was most recently named by Boston Magazine as one of Boston's 50 most powerful individuals. A highly sought-after public speaker, facilitator, and spokesman on the topic of urban issues and opportunities, Robert has been profiled in 4 books and has worked collaboratively with government and civic leaders in Los Angeles, New Orleans, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and I probably could go on.
Mr. Lewis, acting on the authority of the Board of Trustees and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am very pleased to confer upon you, Robert Lewis, Jr., the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, admitting you to all of its rights and privileges, in token of which we present you with this diploma and this hood.
I now call upon Ms. Andrea Jung to please join me at the podium. President Jackson, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has authorized Cambridge College to confer honorary degrees. By that authority and the authority of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to instruct you to confer the following honorary degree upon Ms. Andrea Jung for her singular achievements. Andrea Jung was raised in a family where academics were extremely important. Her mother was a chemical engineer who became a concert pianist, and her father was an MIT professor who later became a partner in a Boston architectural firm. Although she admits to being a lackluster student, notwithstanding her consistent A average, Ms. Jung credits her family and instances like these and the rewards she received with shaping her into the ambitious and determined professional that she became. Today, Ms. Jung is the president and CEO of Grameen America, where she aims to scale the organization to solve economic issues for women and their families across the United States. With the mission of building a nation without poverty, Grameen America was founded by Nobel Peace Prize recipient Muhammad Yunus, and it is dedicated to helping women who live in poverty and have dreams to build small businesses to create better lives for their families. They offer microloans, training, and support to transform communities and fight poverty throughout the United States. Andrea is the former chairman and chief executive officer of Avon Products, Inc., where she served as CEO from 1999 through April 2012, and as chairman from 2001 through December 2012. She became the first female CEO to a cosmetics company who wasn't also its founder. She revitalized the company into a successful world of young, hip makeup products. In 2013, she became the co-founder and chair of Venly Inc., which certifies and supports recent graduates and returning veterans to provide social media coaching and other services that help local businesses grow. Throughout her professional career, Ms. Jung ranked consistently among the top leaders on lists, including Forbes magazine's most powerful women in business. Forbes magazine most powerful women in the world. And Financial Times top women in the world of business. Ms. Jung is a graduate of Princeton University and is a member of the board of directors of the General Electric Corporation, Apple Inc., and Daimler AG. She also serves on the Committee of Economic Development and independent, nonprofit, nonpartisan American think tank.
Andrea Jung, acting on the authority of the Board of Trustees in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am very pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, admitting you to all of its rights and privileges, in token of which we present you with this diploma and invest you with this hood. Let me have it. I'll give it back to you. I need it. It is my honor now to present to you once again our speaker for this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Ms. Andrea Jung.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, President Jackson, the esteemed Board of Trustees and faculty, my great fellow honoree Robert, you rock, all the friends, all the family, and most importantly, the incredible graduating class of 2015. Congratulations. President Jackson and all of the guests today, I'm just so extremely humbled by everyone's all too kind introduction. I want to say what a deep, deep honor and privilege it is to be here and to receive this enormously distinguished honor. President Jackson, your leadership and commitment to the college are inspirational to all, and I'm just proud, proud, proud to be a new member of this family. What she didn't say, what you haven't heard, is that I actually am a Boston girl. I am. I actually lived when I was young in Kendall Square, so Cambridge and Cambridge College, this is very special, and I have to say, having grown up here, that it could be pouring rain, but to be here with the breeze off the Boston Harbor in this place, God is shining down on the class of 2015 today. It seems so hard to believe that 36 years ago, I was sitting at my own commencement exercise with pride for sure, anticipation no doubt, and certainly a good dose of anxiety about starting that next chapter in life. Like most, private secret here, nearly 40 years later, I can't remember the commencement speaker or any of his jokes, but I do know it was a he because in those days, all the honorary degree recipients were men. So I don't expect you to remember me 40 years from now, but just say it was a she, and then we've come a long way, baby. Right? So your commencement today comes at a really critical moment in the world. The challenges facing us require this year's graduating class of 2015 to step up to be the very best next generation of leadership that all of us are looking for. In every single arena in life, we are counting on you. On one hand, the issues we're facing have never seemed tougher. We can turn on the news, we can read our Google News alerts. Everywhere we turn, it's pretty daunting. It's clear that the world, as President Jackson said, is staring down global fractions, chasms of some great proportions: race, religion, political ideals, income inequality. The issues are deep, and some days it feels like we're taking 2 steps back. But on the other hand, the time has never been better for America and the world. You've got advances of innovation and technology, education, and all of you. And so I believe that as tomorrow's next generation of graduates, you are going to test those 2 opposing forces. Never been tougher, never been greater in terms of the opportunity. And if you can bridge this, that's the gauntlet of your generation. And as I see it, the responsibility and the privilege of our future lies squarely in your hands, so no pressure, guys, none. But I have no doubt that you are up for the challenge, given exactly what you've proved to be here in this moment today. The 2 stories you just heard, I think if every single one of you had 5 minutes to tell your story, we would be sitting here in this pavilion in awe. You are trailblazers, you're role models in a non-traditional way. I have heard countless stories about how you've balanced family, jobs, and rigorous courses to earn this right to have this entirely highly coveted degree. You know, I have been for many years a single mother myself. When I think back of raising my 2 children, just trying to keep it together and get to that job, the thought of studying and earning a degree at the same time is far too overwhelming for me to imagine. But in fact, so many of you have done that so amazingly well. So hats off to you. My awe, my admiration, really, wow, bravo, bravo. So this afternoon, let me just take a quick moment to share some of my own story and some advice after a long journey in leadership. And here are just some of the most important lessons that I have learned about life. Not business, really, but life. Hopefully, with some merit and some encouragement to you as you walk forward now, not just off the stage, but into the very next exciting chapter of your lives. First lesson I learned is that you have to have a love affair with what you do. You know, P is for passion. I've been a believer that the single greatest area of difference between the people who succeed in whatever field and those who don't is very simple: passion. They love what they did. When I went to school in marketing, they taught us P's: product, price, place, promotion, but they didn't teach us the P that, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important of all, and that is passion. It is impossible to be truly successful if you don't love what you do. Trammell Crow. You know, Trammell Crow, an extraordinary real estate magnate, very successful businessman, when he was asked by a student at Harvard Business School, well, what is the secret to your success? One word: love. The real Mrs. Fields the founder of the famous cookie company, she reportedly claims, "I'm not a businesswoman, I'm just a cookie lover." So no matter what you get involved in, I believe you've got to love what you do, care deeply, because those who have relentless belief in what they're doing are the ones that are guaranteed to stand out. As Tom Peters aptly advised, hang in there long after others have gotten bored or given up. Refuse to leave well enough alone. Anything less than the best you can imagine, let it bother you. Let it keep you awake at night, because it means sticking your neck out, daring to give your best shot, pick some sides, and wear passion on your sleeves. Don't forget that. The second lesson is, speaking of P's, that it's about purpose in life, not power. The chairman listed some of the accolades I've gotten, most powerful woman on this list or that list, but it's not about power, it's about purpose. I'd always wanted to do something with my life that had greater social purpose. When I graduated from college and started my career, I thought I had to make a choice between business and purpose. Left turn, right turn. I got out of Princeton with a desire to pursue a life of service, but it was sort of Peace Corps or get a job and pay those credit card bills, and there wasn't an option in my mind. Years later, when I finally got to Avon in the early 90s, I found that fortunately in life, and I wish this for every one of you, that you can combine both those dimensions. Right from the start when I got to Avon, I was impressed with the company's extraordinary heritage. And most people think of Avon as lipstick and skincare, but I learned that 128 years ago, actually, the founder of the company, who was a man, decided that he was going to do something very, very different, and that was give women, 34 years before they could vote, the opportunity to have their own business and earn their own economic independence, and that was prescient. It was not popular. It was considered heresy. All the other direct sellers were men, but he decided he was going to give women an opportunity outside the home, and that, 125 years later, has inspired thousands and industries of giving women that equal chance. So getting involved in a company, a firm, any kind of cause where you believe in it, that you believe in the purpose, it's so critical in life. Jim Collins said it best when he wrote, "It is impossible to have a meaningful life without meaningful work. And it is impossible to have meaningful work unless you find something of intrinsic excellence which you believe in, so that when you work on it, your short time here on earth matters." So it's short, life is short, and it is to be relished and lived, but make it matter. Another piece of advice I got that I want to share with you this afternoon is follow your compass, not your clock. You know better than anyone else that life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. I never intended to be the CEO at Avon. In fact, I was passed over for the job a few years before I did get it. There were only 2, maybe, not even women in the Fortune 500. And there was a real microscope on the subject. So the headlines in the newspaper said, "A woman's been passed over for the top job, there's a glass ceiling." And in fact, I did get 2 offers from other companies once I was passed over to be the CEO. But a mentor said to me, go home and decide what not your head wants to do, but what you want to do right in here. Follow your compass, not your clock. Make that decision, and I made it to stay. It wasn't about the corner office or the title. It was about doing something with people that really mattered to me. And so, you know, it's funny. It turned out that almost 20 months later, he didn't succeed and I got the job, and the rest is history. But life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, so follow your compass. And then, and I'm saying this to all of you out there, I see some of you who are young boys as well as, you know, men and women. Let me say, girls can do anything boys can do, and I have learned that. Yeah. You know, I have a brother My parents are over here somewhere, over here in this aisle, and they were incredible from our earliest days. I have one brother, and they always raised us so that girls could do anything that boys could do. But having said that, I grew up almost years and years ago in the business arena where, for sure, there was a glass ceiling. I had no idea. And not if you had told me I would become the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, I would have said that's not possible because there weren't any. In fact, in one of my very first interviews with the then CEO at Avon, he had a plaque behind his desk, and it had 4 footprints: a barefoot ape, a barefoot man, a wingtip shoe, and a high-heeled shoe. And it said, "The evolution of leadership," 4 words. And I hadn't even gotten the job, but I said at the end of the interview, "That plaque behind your desk, do you really believe that?" And he said, "All of our representatives are Avon ladies. They're all women. Our products are for women. There have been 8 CEOs in this company, and we've all been men. Something's wrong. Someday, a woman should be the CEO here." Little did I know that in 1999, 6 years later, I would become that first woman. But it took 103 years, right? 103 years for a woman to rise to the top, but it did happen, and I would just say to you that it's a very different thing here 15 years later. There are more women in leadership roles. Some of the biggest companies in America, General Motors, IBM, I mean, these are large, huge companies. They're run by women, so there certainly has been progress. And for your generation, you can do anything. And for the men here, do me a favor. Hire women, don't give them a better chance, just an equal chance. Pay them equally, yeah? Pay them equally. Maybe we'll even have a woman in the White House in the United States, who knows? Who knows? But if I talk to you for 1 minute about encouraging women at the top, at the corporate ladder in the White House, let me just say to you that in all my years of work supporting women's empowerment, I have seen firsthand, even more inspirationally, thousands of times over, that women, no matter where they start, no matter how little they have, they can do absolutely anything if they've been given a chance. I was in Istanbul, Turkey, several years ago, and I met an Avon lady who culturally was forbidden by her husband to work. There was an earthquake in the country, in her region. Her house was destroyed. Every single thing was destroyed. And what she did was, when her husband went back to work, she did not tell him the truth. She joined Avon when he wasn't looking, so to speak. And because of her, she became the #1 seller in that country. She bought their new home. She bought their new furniture. And she stood in front of 5,000 women and said, "I am the only woman in this town whose husband comes home to cook me dinner every night." And then that was years ago. 3 weeks ago, I met a woman at Grameen America who was a domestic violence victim. She had the courage, the bold courage, to leave with her 2-year-old. They lived in the F train station in Queens, New York for 10 days until Grameen America gave her a $1,500 loan. With that $1,500, she rented a chair in a hair salon. I went to visit her 3 weeks ago. This is 3 years later. She owns that salon. She employs 3 people. And she is part of the burgeoning economy of the United States of America. So anyone, any woman can do anything. Never give up. For all the stories, if you ask President Jackson what 2 words she has for every single graduate at Cambridge College, it is persistence and perseverance. Those are magical, magical words, and I have learned that perseverance is everything. When I actually graduated from Princeton, my very first job was just simply in the basement of a stockroom changing hangers, and I decided, this is crazy, I'm gonna quit. And I remember calling my parents and saying, you know what, I'm not feeling like I'm bored, this is not the work I wanted to do. And they said, what, quit? You can't quit just because the going gets tough. And it's a lesson I'll never forget. Nothing gets taught all of us those of us who considered ourselves his friends. But probably for me, the biggest lesson I learned from Steve is not one you might imagine with all the incredible successes of Apple. But it was that everybody makes mistakes, but fail forward. Fail forward. You are going to make mistakes from here. And if anyone tells you, whether they've been in my position or anywhere else, that they didn't make any mistakes, they are not telling you the truth. Don't make the same mistake twice. Learn from your mistakes. Some of life's greatest mistakes, personal or professional, end up being the biggest opportunity of learning that you could possibly imagine. So right here from Steve Jobs, a statement he made that I will never forget before he passed: fail forward if you fail, and when you fail, fail forward. Balance. I'm asked all the time about work-family balance. I don't care how old you are, how old your children are, single mom, two parents working, it doesn't matter. Balance is tough. But my lesson to you is balance is possible, just not on the same day. There were days where the company or the job lost out, never the most important days. And there were days when the children lost out. Not every game, not every single meeting, but you know what? And my daughter was going to remember for the rest of her life whether I was or I wasn't there. So make that right decision. Balance is possible. Call your mother. I actually text my mom. She's about as good on the iPhone as anybody I know, so she's a digital mother. Call your mother. Call your father. Call your son. Call your daughter. Family is everything. Life is not fair. Life is not always fair. And as brilliant as this day feels, and as much as you celebrate, I think we all know that you're going to walk out and there will be wonderful, wonderful opportunities and wonderful days. But life will throw you those curveballs. God forbid it should be grief. Maybe it's challenge, maybe it's anxiety. Life simply has those days where it doesn't feel fair. And in those days, family is everything. So call your mom. Know that on those days, they are the ones that will be there for you, not just on a glorious day like today, but for every day in your life, good or bad. It's always, always about family. And last but not least, I have learned that it is all about paying it forward. Never, never forget where we came from. My own grandmother was an immigrant. She didn't speak a word of English, and she came and was given a chance to start a small business up in Toronto, and the rest is history. And my father was able to graduate from MIT, and I'm standing here because generationally life changes because someone is given a chance. Never forget where you came from. Pay it forward. Don't forget the people behind you. Do not forget the people behind you. Doing good, not just doing well, is just essential in life. Robert Kennedy once wrote, "Few will have the greatness to bend history itself, but each of us can work to change a small portion of events. It is from numerous, numberless, diverse acts of courage and belief that human history is shaped. Each time man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope." So take Kennedy's words, an extraordinary man. No matter what you choose to do, at the same time, make sure you act to improve the lot of others. Always, always, always stand up for what you believe in. Strike out, speak out for what's right, and you will find that in the end, your life will be a huge ripple of hope for all the generations that come after you. So now, it's time for me to sit down and watch you cross this stage. It is. I'm so grateful. I'm so duly inspired. Each of you has a story, past, present, and future, that really makes mine pale in comparison. I look out at this glorious group I look out at you, class of 2015. You have the power to change the course of your own lives. My goodness, you already have, but the lives of so many others. For the last few years, you've been students. Today, it's time to turn those tables. Go forth, teach us all by example. Let us be the students of what it means to have your unlimitless potential. So as you cross this stage, we are cheering you on. Live your life. Live it fully. With all its expected and unexpected turns, it's going to be full of unprecedented opportunities, most likely some unfair twists, but nonetheless, it is there for you to be conquered, to be lived with purpose and courage and love, and most importantly today, always, always, always with gratitude for the chance you've been given in this magical experience and this very special place that we call Cambridge College. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Life is like a big merry-go-round. You're up and then down, going in circles trying to get to where we are. Everybody's been counting you out, but where are they now? Sitting in the same old seat, just faces in the crowd. We all make mistakes, we might fall on your face, but you gotta get up. I'd rather stand tall than down on my knees, 'cause I am a conqueror, and I won't accept defeat. Try telling me no. One thing about me, yes, I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. Oh, got a vision that no one else sees. Lot of dirty work, roll your sleeves. Remember, there's a war out there, so come prepared to fight. Everyone's gonna believe, no one's gonna believe. Even though they're wrong, don't prove them right. I'd rather stand tall, come on everybody, clap your hands, than lay on my knees, 'cause I am a conqueror. I won't accept defeat. Try telling me no. Try telling me no. No, 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 no. 'Cause I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. Whoa. Don't give up. Oh, we all make mistakes. We might fall on our face, but you never give up. Come on, everybody. I'd rather stand tall than live on my knees, 'cause I am a conqueror. I won't accept defeat. Try telling me no. Try telling me no. Yeah, I am a conqueror. I am a conqueror. conquerors.
We're conquerors. Mr. Jason Shorter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to Miss Andrea Jung. Graduating class of 2015, this is the time you've all been waiting for and working for. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to call forward Associate Provost Mark Rotundo.
Thank you, Dean Lee, President Jackson, Chairman Davis. I am pleased to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by Cambridge College and have been recommended by the faculty to be awarded the appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic accomplishments. The degree candidates will be presented to you by school and degree program. Candidates, we ask that you please remain standing until all members of your class have been fully recognized. We also ask that, in the spirit of respect for your fellow graduates, you do not leave the ceremony until its full conclusion. Madam President, Chairman Davis, will you please join me at the podium? We will now present candidates for the Doctor of Education degree in the School of Education. Madam President, Chairman Davis, upon the recommendation of the doctoral faculty, I present to you the candidates for the Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership. Candidates, please rise.
By the power invested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College, it is my privilege to confer upon you the degree of the Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership. I do so with all of the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may come forward.
Dr. Adam Frank Dilberto. Dr. Terry T. Showers. Dr. Lamis Yaya Al-Aracha. Dr. Jacqueline Yvonne Smart. Dr. Willie J. Bell, Jr. Dr. Esperanza Donovan Penzick. Dr. Donna Jean Gomes.
We will now present candidates for the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Psychology and Counseling, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Educational Leadership, Master's Degree in the Graduate School of Education, Master's Degree in the School of Psychology and Counseling, Master's Degree in the School of Management, and the inaugural graduating class of Master's Degree of Business Administration in the School of Management. Will all the candidates please rise? Madam President, Chairman Davis, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I present to you the candidates for the aforementioned degrees.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College, it is my privilege to confer upon you the Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Psychology and Counseling, Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies in Educational Leadership, Master's Degree in the Graduate School of Education, Master's Degree in the School of Psychology and Counseling, Master's Degree in the School of Management, and the inaugural graduating class of Master's Degree of Business Administration in the School of Management. I do so with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may come forward.
Okay. A pinch hit. You don't know who's going to read them? I thought Needy and so help me if I say anything wrong. I know they have a pronunciation part instead of part. Okay. I know. Wait, it's supposed to be you and Needy. So we.
When you do the, apparently she wanted me to go first. I'm doing management.
All right. Kimberly Johnson. Florence Mitchell. Doris Court. Brandy Durr. Randy Ortiz. Melissa Ann Osterwitz. Kristen Kowalski. Esther Veras Paniaga. Tasca Watts. Lizette Williams. Ursula Wright. Nusa Lopez. Jacob Dalangwaski. Traporn Kamalmat.
Pammy O'Connor. Sharina McIntosh. Malika Borges. I didn't. Ocean. I'm sorry. Ose Wajajeme. Ebra Shamolan. Wesley Connolly. Amy Mondello. Brittany Uminsky. Zia Lee. Aaron Whitney. Brett Smith. Rosa de los Santos. Yamilda Duval. Lisa Janko. Ashley Douglas. Matilda Graciano. Jennifer Matthews. Paula Andrea Alzati. Susan Scanelli. Cassandra Jones. Gary Pallett. Lynn Healy. Amanda Macarello. Jason Crotty. Jennifer Baker. Heather Cook. Dorothy Williams. Matthew Daughtry. Brad Gerter. Rosaline Luke. Stephanie Wren. Joseph Huber. Joshua Bell. Mary Ardolino. Julie Hill Spivey. Jacqueline Irene Shawn. Jacqueline Ann Chase. Carla Gartsu. Yamara Citron. Nina Mulligan. Michelle Preschko. Shamara Martin. Carrie Towell. Chelsea Fortier. Rohan Sharma. Letitia Sisley. Stephanie Anderson. Tiana Wallace. Tandra Jameson. Betty-Ann Kangula Perez. Brianna Locke. Ashil Khalid Hamid. Tara McCaffrey. Sarah Jacoby Jang. Molly Margaret Arneson. Tracy Vaselin. Janelle LaCosta. Erica Dunton. Melissa Souza. Fatima Yashim Sami. Linda Marie Packer. Laura Hidden. Keisha Damon. Cheryl Chuda. Christine Harrington. Charmaine Kovanik. Mercy Heatherton. Laura Dowling. Virginia O'Malley. Marianne Seiner. Andrea Van Ney. Louisa Monson. Jill Driscoll. Colleen Clark.
Heather Frasco. Jennifer McCullough. Stephanie Mink. Wiley Robert. Gilda Homsey. Megan Colleen Jury. Stacy Cottis. Sonia Carpio Ramirez. Vanessa Santos. Kathleen Bochetto. Allison McDade. Alson Vincent. Daisha Hines. Sasha Bugsby. Serena Belvins. Fred Bernaby. Marley Cadet.
Oh, let's stop and bring out the wheelchairs now. So let's wait.
That's School of Psychology and Counseling.
Barbara Tyson. Julie Ann Ronagan. Elizabeth Mulligan. Janet Lopez. Aisha Fournier. Melissa Sear. Margaret Chazati. Paola Gomez. Laura Dillon.
Can we do this young lady right here who's on crutches? Are these students here? Okay.
Katharina Ortega. Mary Elizabeth Scott. Martine Carol Casimir. Carmen Pepicelli. Daniel Belmore.
Let's take a break just a minute. Do you need to? That's right.
Jessica Soto Sierra. Kelly Diane Martell. Victoria McKinney Vareshi. Teresa Marie McKay. Diane Carter. Nancy Rivera. Beatriz Fuentes. Nicole Joy Colvin. Erica Matos. Teresa Mamie Charles. Margaret Jackson. Janelle Noreen Smith. Lizette Cruz. Jonathan Diaz. Stephen Pellegrin, Rosalinda Midens, Tiffany Woods, Monica Robbins, Emma Jean Woods, Cheryl Thomas, Howard Marcel, Deborah Rivera Campion, Menin Osario Fuentes, Zorina Angela Lewin, Matthew Love, Jennifer Ramsey, Corrine Rhodes, Kimberly Pisano, Rosa Prince, Caitlin Trinidad, Mary Ellen Founds, Francesca Colla, Jaron Stephen Green, Amber J. Washington, Eugenia Cooks, Donise Watson, Angela Cross, Janet Escobar, Tanya Marie Faria Yeomans, Felicia Abua, Anne Marie Kennedy Horton, Melissa Paulette Flaherty, Joanne Hope Bell, Stacy Shanta Tobier, Latoya Slade, Charles Anthony Matthews, Kimberly Audrey Veduccio, Jessica Ann Solar,
She said it's pronounced Maida.
Maida Brewer, Gabriela DeMello, Liliana Kruszewski, Alyssa Demoulas, Natalie Robinson, Courtney Catherine Murphy, Mark Morrow, Brittany Higginbotham, Camille Patrice Benson, Rosario Dalmacia Cruz, Esther de Carvalho, Benulda Viega, Georgia Thomas Diaz, Christina Lynn Murray, Alma Richards, Susan Pulido, Jessica Consilviro, Christine Marie Isidoro, Megan Kathleen Fallon, Heather Tanya Hirsch, Isis Michelle Argueta, Capri Antoinette Bell, Eliana Marie Helps, Vincent McCarthy, Letitia White, Jesslyn Das, Allison Wright, Elizabeth McGinn, Natalia Christine Cruente, Gisela Macaruzza, Lisandra Lamore, Amy Miklas, Margaret Robinson Williams, Sonia Mercedes Vera, Mary Frances Crowley, Kerry Crowley. Shakara Elise Brown. Jose Santiago. Jean Desir. Nicole Hughes. Patricia Warnham. Michelle Luster. Christina Majorano. Melissa Sabrina Tinsley. Linda Love. Olinka Brisenko. Gideon Dennis Cavallo. Joshua Brooks Ramsdell. Bethany May Ferrara. Dina Kofi. Andrea Petra Jallo. Megan Hussey. Richard Guyette. Elizabeth Fenton. Kaylin Rose McKenna. Lauren Breen Sutton. Megan Silk. Paul Howard Hindle. Manuchia Julsi. Eurykis Montas. Shari Maestre. Joycena Fidalgo. Leanne Johnson. Anne Francoise Nicolas. Salnave Jean. Danny Pierrette. David Morrison. Andrew Watson Brown. Benley Thompson. Vanessa Tifa. Yi Fan.
Marcelo Knapik. Elsa Rodriguez. Roy A. Jamaluddin. Althea King Hankley. Michelle Maria Burnett. Pimlada Imarp. Ado Ibrahim. Kelly Patricia Raybane. Pamela Flacino Silva. Giuliani Oliveira Silva.
Thank you, Professor, for everything.
Lakeisha Morrissey. No. Chuck Donnelly Jr. Anna Domino. Erusa Nabitaka. Suling Ye. Lin He. Teradot Sunturnat. Raveen Sisod. Janajira Fumnikom. Kav Kitayakon Kampotlang. Naruman Jenkit Charanoy Chai. Wantana Sutamniti. Itichai Potong Thai. Nifarat Siritana Ponchai. Ponlawat Silsakon, Paul Anthony Miller, Ingrid A. Peralta, Chantal Laurent Milord, Carolyn Marie Busquet, Diane M. Porfilio, Imaobong Grace Otong, Fernando George Silva Gomes, Ujwal Dungel, Gertrude Lundy, Gregory M. Carter, Maxwell Damian Madzar, Renee C. Hanley, Michelle Maria Rosa, Lynelle C. Fleming, Lydia Lestage, Lamar Alexander Owens, Virginia Namakula Kinin, Gulsen Karaman, Mustafa Nasi Korbachi, Enver Bedri Bayazid, Jackson DeMatos Santana, Samir Khalifi, Amar M. Hamad, Marinjeli Gilfu, Harriet Francois, Olesia Kenty, Courtney Y. Miles, Lisette Badillo, Shirley Chevalier, Pratik Kumar Ghosh, Marie Natalie Balan Mondesir, Changting Chung, Flora Nsinga, Jocelyn Mwanzabea, Serena Kekau, Achara Bunkatrot, Pantra Panchoit Kit, Kwamchai Wangchantip, Rosikon Ketwakwan, Alisa Satnurags, Fanida Panpeng, Padupong Tamachart, Alakbar Iskandarov, Anil Ered Hajia Feroglu, Soner Turker, Seville Kurt, Intisar Osman Gadora, Viviani Novais Lima, Dikshayant Rajbandari, Mirta Pena, Virgil G. Perez, Ana Sota de Bechtold,
We will now present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, the Bachelor of Arts in Science and Human Services, and the Bachelor of Science in Management in the School of Undergraduate Studies. Will the candidates please rise? Madam President, I am proud to present to you the candidates for the aforementioned degrees in the School of Undergraduate Studies.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Cambridge College, it is my privilege to confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts in Multidisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Bachelor of Science in Human Services, Bachelor of Science in Management in the School of Undergraduate Studies degrees. I do so with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. Graduates, you may now come forward.
Benjamin Eugene Jean. Eastland Lenore Moore. Kathleen Lenore. Felicia Mejia Pimentel. Yvette Dusabe. Rashida Khalifi. Zeneb Istelakili. Mariana Gemoli. Caroline Zortea. Janine Esther Mathrin. Lelin Kendall. Sama Mandahar. Kristen Van Noot. Christine Ishkanian. Mahalia M. Thompson. Judita Lulil. Abigail Klondine Kugebe. Ekaterina Pucha Javnavde. Regina Orzoko. Lakia White. Chanel Charles. Anita Sahanovic. Andy Louis Jean. Evelyn Honoré. Mona M. Griffith. Lakia Louise Bryant. Lourdes Pichardo. Lucia Henriquez. Christina M. La Riviera. Suzette H. Collins. Nicole Dorothy LaPlante. Gwendolyn Jones. Ziev Alayevedev. Sashwat Rana. Lillian Azor. Mariette Dorville. Juliana Carriabao. Angela Varela Lopez. Wilker Blaze. Zhang Jun Lu. Yu Lie. Chao Wang. Hussein Mustafa. Israel Andre Montesinos. Abdul M. Mansanor. Patricia A. Lamaris. Melissa Bonita Charles. Monterese Lewis. Yu Chie Tsai. Gina Wong. Right. Mark Hannon. Narida Millet Westerpo. Marsha Yvette Jones. Megan E. Doherty. Mohammed Beyese Uzbek. Sevikan Uzbek. Jones Johnson Nayansu. Furkan Billigiz 7. Dogan Lemeglu. Omer Gunez. Felicity Padilla. Julio Mulhenio Kulongo. Jean Denny Sinord. Shiva Oet Lee. Marina Sinakchi. Romeo Kwashia Hilotzi. Jones Correa. Cheryl Pamela Lewis. Olga Stefan. Jacqueline M. Rosado. Cahin. Yasmin A. Almonte. Tammy Coleman. Diana E. Marrero. Renee Du Pacar. Claudia Genense. Holly Browning. Adelia Cuevas. Flor Ariaza Romero. Michelle Kennedy. Bonnie Ellen Traeger.
Joyce Patricia Brown. Mary Jean Murrell. Madeline Soto. Jose E. Mendez. Luis Torres. Flavia S. Lopez. Tony Santos. Victoria Stacy Fernandez. How do you say the name? Lorecta Neglefak Azongued. Alberto Antonio Gonzalez. Betty Jo A. Topin. Pamela Gilbert. Sylvia A. Peterson. Kelly Figueroa. George William Kay. Kimberly S. Johnson. Caravans Desirines. Jonathan O'Brien Haynes. Juan D. Machado. Tenzin Jampa. Marie W. Nunes. Monique Ewing. Argentino Perez. Juana Yadiza Ortega. Ram Tapa. Kenneth R. McDowell.
Now introducing the chairman of the board, Derek Davis.
Thank you. President Jackson, members of her administration, faculty, fellow trustees, last but not least, but most importantly, graduates of Cambridge College. So I know I'm the last official, one of the last official acts that stand between you and your great journey beyond this day. So there is no doubt that you will little remember and long forget my charge. But I'm hoping you'll remember just a little bit of it. And I'm going to give you a charge today that is a charge that I've lived with all my life. It is a passage, and with all due respect to the Reverend, if I get it wrong, it's paraphrased. To those to whom much is given, much is expected and required. To those to whom much is given, much is expected and required. It is a phrase from Scripture that I have lived with and am reminded every day of my life. It carries with it a burden and a blessing. It reminds you today of many of the blessings bestowed upon you by your family and your colleagues and your friends and your faculty members and your classmates. But it also is a constant reminder of your responsibility. So without long breath, I'd like you to take away 3 things that should sustain you. And I don't take credit for this because I heard this just the other day. You have 3 reasons to have hope. 1, you are now a member of one of the greatest institutions in this country, Cambridge College. And that alone makes you a new family member, and we will always be here for you. But we expect a lot of you. Secondly, you live in a great world and a wonderful country. Notwithstanding all that is going on around us, it is still a great world and a wonderful time. Oh, that we should live in such times. And I am so envious of all of you. But your third hope, your third reason to hope, is that you have an almighty God that loves you. Now, some of you may not agree, but that's your right. And that's a wonderful thing about this world. So to whomever you pray, however you pray, whenever you pray, hold fast to that which is good. Be of good courage. Be of good heart. Help your fellow neighbor. Look back and look forward. But most importantly, remember this day and remember Cambridge College. We are so proud of you. We are privileged to have shared these years with you, and we hope to meet you again. May God bless and keep you always.
Ladies and gentlemen, We ask that you please remain seated as we conclude our commencement exercises with the platform and student recessional. After the stage and graduate seating have cleared, please join us as we celebrate the class of 2015 at the post-commencement reception tent at the rear of the pavilion. Thank you and congratulations to you all.